statement that I wanted to read. Since I was appointed to the position on the Municipal Advisory Council, I have been disappointed by several aspects of the MAC. This MAC is not what many of us who sat on the MAC working group worked for. After much time of originally being against the idea, Supervisor Watson finally yielded and said he would recommend creating a MAC for the mountain communities. But from the beginning, the supervisor seemed intent on keeping the mountain communities MAC from having as little authority or community representation as possible. Even though the state law that created MACs for unincorporated areas like ours allows for the options of elections, Supervisor Watson has not agreed to an elected MAC. The supervisor is only comfortable with appointing members to this body. Another issue that has bothered me from the beginning is, even though state code allows for MACs to freely communicate with other governmental and regulatory entities that may have jurisdiction over something relevant to our concerns, Supervisor Watson has chose for this MAC to only be allowed to communicate with his office on relevant issues. We live in a tri-county area. It would be helpful for the Mountain Communities MAC to be able to communicate with Los Angeles or Ventura counties on issues that would impact our region. It would be meaningful for this MAC to communicate with several air districts that are within our region: Fish and Wildlife, Forest Service, school districts, water districts, mutual water companies, etc. But we're not allowed to communicate with these entities directly on our own. Even though this is just a simple advisory board or council, Supervisor Watson doesn't trust this group to reach out on its own and communicate with the necessary entities to find out necessary information on what is happening within our area. Every single communication must be cleared with and/or go through the supervisor first. Other municipal advisory councils don't have such rigid restrictions. Why has Supervisor Watson placed such strict restrictions on this MAC's communications? Having no elections, tying the hands of the MAC so it can have very little ability to adequately seek out information for our region, and all of this has been very disappointing to me. In addition, I have been discouraged and disappointed that the other members on the MAC are resistant or don't have the will to examine and make recommendations on land use issues. Again, the state code allows for and seems to imply and to expect municipal advisory councils to explore land use issues. I believe land use issues, like the Frazier Park Estates development, are the big ticket items for MACs. Proposed developments will make the largest impacts on a region. Current members have said that they don't feel comfortable reading and understanding the environmental impact reports on these developments. It seems obvious to me that municipal advisory councils should play an important role in what is proposed for the region within a MAC's jurisdiction. Frazier Park Estates has been on more than one of this MAC's agendas, but I believe every time it's been on our agendas, it's been there due to my actions, my requests, and my persistence. This whole MAC experience has been very uncomfortable for me. Like I said, I believe this MAC is not what the MAC working group worked for. In fact, it feels like Supervisor Watson has taken what the working group wanted and hijacked it for his own purposes. I've concluded that Supervisor Watson finally agreed to create a MCMAC not to give the mountain communities a meaningful voice, but instead give an appearance of that the region has a voice. As I've already stated, I've had a lot of concerns with the MCMAC from the beginning. And with Supervisor Watson, recent actions on Frazier Park Estates and comments that have been made since the approval of Frazier Park Estates, all of this makes me really angry and upset. And life's way too short to be that angry and upset. Therefore, I'm going to take this time right now to announce my resignation from the Mountain Communities Municipal Advisory Council. This is my last meeting. To continue as a member of the MCMAC, I believe, would essentially condone and give validity to something I feel at this point has minimal validity. I believe the other members of this MAC are good people with good intentions, but I feel it's harmful for me to continue what I believe is only a facade of what community members work for. I think my energies will be better spent on other projects within the community. I will be providing the council with a formal letter of resignation before the council's next meeting in July.
I'm sorry to hear that, Linda. I'm really sorry to hear that, because I think what we did earlier is not a facade at all. I think we took an important first step as a MCMAC. And I think that we clearly have a place, and I think you clearly have a place. And I'd like for you to reconsider your resignation.